Chocolate female plugs, Kanye shrug, hitting numbers that matter.
Thanks for tuning to the Black Fathers of Cleveland Initiative YouTube page. Really appreciate the love. So once again, I'm back with pretty much another review or another critique, however you want to look at it. Basically, my girl, sister, Ali, once again, just talking more about how feminism is somewhat causing some issues when it comes to, black families and the black community. But she breaks down a lot of important things that I think all of us should hear and adhere to, and maybe even take in some of the ideas that she has, because in my opinion she has great ideas. But of course, her biggest pushback have been from black women, and one of the reasons why is because at one point in time, I think in one of her books, she said that black women need a slap in the mouth sometimes. Now I know that pissed off probably every black woman in the country, but and I can't say that I'm one to just smack a chick in the mouth, but I definitely understand where she's coming from. It's not something I would do. And I also understand black women's frustration, because they like, you can't be telling these niggas to do this shit, because niggas, they already doing it. But just listen to what she has to say. Like I said, she definitely drops a lot of jewels, a lot of knowledge, and she definitely makes you think about why we're in the position that we're in. So let's get to it.
Some of us wear jewelry different ways. Some of us dress different ways. That's because we come from a lot of different tribes. We didn't come from just West Africa, okay? We come from a lot of places. And we bring those tribal ideas along with us, deep within us, okay? Yeah. And so some of us want to wear our hair in a lot of what we would think would be odd or wild hairstyles, when that's really just in us. That looks good to us. We think that that's the way to do it. But it has affected many of us in the same way, and it has affected many of us differently, as I said, because we come from different tribes. But we're not a different people. We all have the same certain attitudes. We have let people tell us when we can wear certain colors. You can't wear white after Labor Day. Why? Who said that? Who made that up? We don't know. But we go along with a lot of these rules that other people made up, and we have lived in a society where our man has been disenfranchised. We have run them crazy at home, and they've been around so many women, they grow up to talk like women and act like women. When we dragging our son to the beauty parlor to get our hair braided, he got to sit in there and listen to women for 3 and 4 hours, okay? When we take him over to our girlfriend's house and he got to listen to that. Well, see, a lot of that impacts upon his development. And there are some fathers who are unfit to be around their children or the woman or anybody else. But then there are a lot of other great fathers who are qualified to help nurture their child and co-parent, but we don't deal with them because we mad at them. The child ain't mad.
So, so let's go there. So why do you think women, because, I hear that you're saying a lot, that women are doing, okay. And so I'm just trying to figure out, how did we get there? How did we get there? We know how, because you're explaining how the man got there. I got that. Okay, it's from something that,
about, because this is how we were treated. We were treated as if we were just a piece of meat, just like they were. I'm the first person to put out there that the enemy didn't just rape the black woman, he raped the black man too. We wasn't talking about that. But I try to bring information that maybe will help us see that we have a predisposition for certain kinds of other behaviors.
Right? Absolutely.
So, our men have failed, and they have failed because they have not had the right leadership, but they have mostly failed because they have been denied the opportunity to provide for their family, like the white man, through force, was able to provide for his.
Facts. Now, I really feel like, these are the things that she's saying. A lot of people really don't discuss or even bring up when it comes to relationships and how we're, going along in these relationships, and how black men are feeling, disenfranchised, and how we feel, like there is no, like there is no hope. Like there's a lot of black men out there who are in a position where they feel like there is no hope, like there's nothing they can do. And unfortunately, it's all about where you're at. It's all about your community, because different communities, different neighborhoods, different cities, different states, they all have different rules and different regulations. But majority of their rules and regulations all circle around the black man, okay? And what the black man can or cannot do. For example, this is just an example, and I'm quite sure people don't drop comments and say certain things, and I don't have a problem with that. Definitely drop those comments, because I'm always willing to read and listen and hear different perspectives. But when she talks about, the black man being in the home, and I would say, when she talks about us being disenfranchised and not being able to support our families like, unfortunately, other ethnicities can, I don't think black women even care about that or even take that into consideration. Most black women look at it like, well, you a man, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Like, some women will tell you there's no excuse for you not to be in a better position or to be as successful as she may feel as you should be or could be. But as a man, we know that the experiences that we go through on an everyday basis don't just make it hard for us financially, but it makes it hard for us mentally, okay? Just the ideology of having to, be a black man, and when you're driving, have to worry about being pulled over just because you're black. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things are stressful for a black man, and these are type of things that black men deal with all the time. Black men get pulled over by police all the time for nothing. For nothing, just because you're a black man in maybe a car that doesn't look, maybe it's not that new, you know what I'm saying? So you get profiled, you get pulled over, they want to see if your license is suspended, they want to harass you as a black man. And as a black man getting harassed by the police, it's not a good feeling. It doesn't make you feel good. And then after you're done being harassed by the police and they let you go, now you're just sitting with anger and an attitude. Now you don't even know where to, you're just pissed because you know that they just mess with you just to mess with you. And those type of things don't stop us from getting jobs or nothing like that. I'm not saying that, but what those type of things is they continue to compound on top of us as black men and, make us more harder, more, I would say mean, more like, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I can't stand this shit. You start feeling like that because as a black man, you may have been going to work when he did that, when they pulled you over for no reason. And now you late, and now you might get rolled up or something. I mean, it's just little things like that compound to make more serious situations where, in our opinion as black men, you didn't have to pull us over in the first place. You just pulled us over because we was black. And then from there, all the other drama and bullshit came. So those are the type of things that black men would love to discuss with black women and be able to get some type of empathy from black women when we discuss these things. But a lot of times we don't get any empathy. Black women look at it like, and so what? Like, be a man, man up. You know what I mean? Why that shouldn't bother you. Why shouldn't it bother me? Would it bother you if you got pulled over for no reason and harassed and was late for work and now you get rolled? I'm quite sure you would be highly upset. And I'm just using that because these are the type of things that, unfortunately, as black people, we go through. Like, I at one point in time when I was younger, I had cars that, were smugs. You know what I'm saying? I buy a car for $300-$400. Shit, I gotta get to where I gotta go. I don't care what it look like. I just need to drive. I need to get to work, or I need to, get my kids somewhere or something like that. I just need the transportation. And I can tell you, when I was driving them smugs, oh nigga, I was getting pulled over damn near every day. Every day. Not for doing nothing illegal, just for driving a car that wasn't new. You know what I'm saying? It was a few years. Now, I ain't gonna say a few years old. Shit was about 10 years old. And I ain't saying it looked brand, you know what I'm saying? It was a smug. You know what smugs is. So I would get pulled over damn near every day, okay? And harassed. And the reason they would pull me over is because they would want to see if my license was suspended, because they would feel as though, since I'm driving a car like that, it don't look like I got any money. I look broke. And he probably out here doing something he ain't got no business doing. End up getting pulled over. So I got pulled over a lot when I was in Smugs, right? A lot. I ended up getting a good job, making some decent money, upgraded my car, right? Got a newer car, got a nicer car, right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think since I've had my nicer car, I may have been pulled over one time, maybe once or twice. And when I was pulled over once for the tints on my window, which, they always harass you and mess with you on that. But then I was also pulled over for speeding, in which I was really speeding because I was on the freeway trying to get somewhere. So if I'm getting pulled over for things that I know I'm doing wrong, well, I was pissed about the tinted windows thing, but he did let me go. But when I got pulled over for speeding, hey, I was speeding, I knew I was doing wrong, whatever, I take the ticket, I'll pay for it. But what I'm saying is, I didn't have to go through all the frustrations of being pulled over and being scared all the time, because that's also frustrating. As a black man, you get in your car and no sooner than a cop get behind you, you scared, you shook, you like, fuck this, I hope you don't pull me over. Even though you legit, you got you got your license, your insurance, everything. Cop get behind you, you still like, I hope you don't pull me over. Because we already know the type of system that we live in, and the type of things that these people do just to mess with us, just to piss us off, just to put us in bad positions. So, as a black man, it's just hard to, I feel, vent and discuss these type of things with black women, because black women act like they don't understand. A lot of black women act like they don't understand, or they act like that, we're in a competition and their trials and tribulations are, more than my trials and tribulations, and I should be worried about her trials and tribulations more. She shouldn't worry about mine because I'm a man, and since I'm a man, I should be able to handle it and don't worry about it, but I should be all over her situation and, kissing her butt and making sure she's okay. But I'm the one really over here stressed out, feeling it, you know what I mean, going through it. But, once again, these are just conversations that we have to have within our relationships. And I feel like black women, not all black women, but black women need to start being a little bit more empathetic to the men that they're dating, and maybe some of the situations that these men may find themselves in. Because if you're dating a good man that's trying to do the right thing and he's getting harassed by police, then you should definitely be, comforting him and oh, I understand, baby, woo, 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 woo. Now, if your nigga in the streets and he busting moves and making plays and shit, and he getting harassed by the cop, I mean, you can do the same thing, but we all know he doing some dirt. So it is what it is with him. But if you got a good man doing the right thing and he getting, and he get harassed by the police and he getting drama over here and drama over there from different places, but then when he comes home, that's the last place he wants to be able to talk to you about what has happened to him and be able to get some type of understanding as well as comfort from you. Let him know that it's okay, you safe here, you with me, baby, I got you, don't worry about it, what you want to eat, I'm going to take care of you, fuck them white folks, fuck them cops, nigga, it's me and you, nigga, we got it, nigga, let's go. That's the type of mentality that a lot of men would like to come home to, but that's just not what we come home to, unfortunately. So it is what it is. I was rambling, I'm sorry.
And so, and in addition to that, after he being disenfranchised, then they taught us to demand certain things from him that the enemy has intentionally kept him from getting. So it's just a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's a trap. And we are into that because, our attitude be, well, he ain't got nothing. So what? We ain't got nothing either. If the white man pull out from up under us, the only reason we got anything is because they've made more benefits and things available to us. And so it makes us think that we have risen up. We haven't risen up. They have allowed us to rise up so they can keep us separated from him, so it can make him look bad. And so we will think we're better than him.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like fake progress. So now, do you think that black women see gender before they see race? And if so, why?
What do you mean? I don't understand the question.
So, like, do you think that, like, as black women, do we identify with being women first, or do you think we identify with being black first?
Well, we used to identify with being black first and having a black man.
Feminism.
But because of the women's liberation movement, now we try to identify as being female, and we got all of this here, you know, black girls do this and black women do that, you know, and we have not come up with a program as black women that honors our men as much as we honor ourselves, okay? It would not be us if it were not for him, okay?
But how do we get us together if we don't honor us first, so that we can have something to then offer to somebody else?
Well, everything is just a decision. And when a lot of us hear the truth, we don't want to take that truth because it requires us to change and rearrange the fake values that we have been forced to accept. We think to live out here. And many of us think that if we do that, that we will become ostracized. In order to rebuild our nation, you have got to be brave. You have got to step out on the truth. And we don't keep needing a God that we can love. We need a God that loves us. That's different. Okay? And once we accept that, then maybe we'll be able more to do what God has said he wants us to do. Now, God don't need no help. It don't matter if we do right at all, because it's going to fall back on self. That's who we have been adjust to, ourselves. And so we can set a better example. And just cooking. I talk about cooking all the time. I don't know how so many of us have missed that. Cooking food and invite somebody over for dinner. You have somebody at least for some company sometime, because most of our men are lined up every evening somewhere to buy some kind of filthy, greasy food because they don't have nothing to eat. I talked to a young brother the other day. He told me he don't even know no women that cook. Start with his mother. Yeah, you ain't surprised at that. In fact, many of our women don't cook, and they go around saying they think it's something to be proud of. I don't cook. They brag on it. Many of our young girls can't boil water, can't boil an egg, can't do anything. And they think that's cute because we don't have mothers in the community anymore as much teaching how to cook. We buy everything out. We don't know what we eat. Snails, raccoons, squirrels. We don't know how to identify meat. And the other thing, the problem that we have is that we do not have a food path. That's PATH, a food path. The Asians have a food path. They have their food imported in, their language is on there. We can't even read it. It ain't even for us. We don't even know what them cans and bottles say, okay? They have that. Even the Africans, the Arabs that are here, they bring their food in. They have made up a way to deal with the customs and to know how to bring food in. We don't know how to do that. You know, and certainly the white people, they getting food out of Germany and different other places, Russia. They getting there bringing food in. Well, where do we get our food from? And what food is that?
Yeah.
See, we don't have that. So we're totally dependent. The Hispanics, the Latinos, they bring their food in. They may bring it in from the islands, from Mexico or whatever. They bring their food in from Spain. The Greeks, everybody have a food path. We are the only people here who don't have one. So if the enemy, our open enemy, decide to stop feeding us, we'll starve to death.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that with COVID.
Yeah. We don't have any, it's a lot of basic things we have not done that any people who are trying to survive would ordinarily do. And then we want to come out here and think we should get the top man and that he should go along with any nonsense we practice just to have sex with us.
Okay.
Man, she deep, bro.
Because we think that's all we got. We think that's all we got.
Yeah, you know, when nothing's been poured into you, those are things that you think the only thing that you have got going on. And if you look at TV, then you're just like, well, yeah, I guess I'm supposed to be doing this.
Man, she be hitting the nail on the head every time. But look, she said this earlier, and I think this has a lot to do with where we're at as a community, and that's the crack epidemic. I'm sorry. When that crack epidemic hit the community, it did a lot. It devastated. It destroyed whole communities, bro. Whole communities were destroyed with crack cocaine. The crack epidemic is the reason why a lot of us are in the position that we're in. You know, before then you had grandmamas, great grandmamas in the home, you know, teaching these kids, as well as the mama and the father. But you know what I'm saying? It was like, it was a village. It was all of us. I remember growing up before crack, and, you know, that's when, you know, everybody on the street knew your name. You know what I mean? Everybody on the street knew each other. You know, if you got in trouble down the street, then you're liable to get your butt whooped down the street by that person, and then they'll take you to your mama and she'll whoop your butt too. That's how I was raised. That's what it was before crack. When crack hit, it destroyed our community. So the reason that a lot of these young ladies are out here don't know how to cook, don't know how to take care of man, things of that nature, is because, like she said earlier, they destroyed our families. You know what I mean? Crack literally destroyed our families. I mean, that stuff was so addictive. You know what I mean? Like, niggas was like 1-2 hits, nigga, it's over for you. You a crackhead for the rest of your life. So, and there's still people till this day that still smoke crack, still gotta have it. You know what I mean? So it's not a epidemic, it's not a pandemic, it's not as big as it was back then, but it's still here. Cocaine is still here, so crack is still here. And then once again, when we start talking about cocaine and crack and these type of things that are imported from different countries, who's the person behind all this who really, really got this movement going and who really, you know, put that in the community to destroy our neighborhoods? The CIA.
So right. We got to bring it back. We got to take it back. So, you know, you touched a little bit about.
Some people have, and their life is better. Some women have, and some men have. Now, I know that our brothers are broken. Many of them have had such a hard time. Mm-hmm. You know, we don't even know what it's like to be a black man in America. They're hunted down like wild animals. And they are killed unjustly. It doesn't matter. You know, rather, it used to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, any place is the wrong time for our men. And because of the women's lib movement and the big mouth many of us have developed out here trying to talk and yell and jump up in men's faces, now the enemy treating our women like they treat our men. They throw them down, shoot them, anything. You know, so we need to see these patterns and recognize that all that jumping up and down in church every Sunday morning ain't getting us nowhere. We ain't getting no benefit from that. It's just a play to go and let off steam, let off stress, but it's not building what we need to build. Every black church in America should be donating money to educate 5 or 10 children in their communities. Absolutely. They have the money. Stop giving it to the preacher. He's a master pimp. Women look for a pimp. They want a man that tell them what to do. They just don't want no accountability with him. And so he's out there collecting the money up, living a high life, when the people in the community are in need. We should be providing scholarships to help some of these children get into different kind of courses. Not all just that kind of on paper education. You know, we need to have them to get into classes for car repair, refrigeration, automotive, air conditioning, plumbing, carpentry. It's a lot of things that a computer can't do.
Yeah. You know what? I keep telling my kids, I'm like, listen, you need to get this little vocational training, because the amount of money you pay when something like the electricity goes down, the plumbing, I'm definitely, So now, you touched a little bit about black feminism. Is that a myth or reality?
A myth?
Well, it's been a reality in our life, you know. It has benefited white women. You know, we've never had a sisterhood with white women. Black women and white women never got together, because she still resists the fact that back in the day, their men wanted us over them. They were just used for breeding. If they could have a baby, then that could keep them going, because white can only mix with white and make another white, okay? And let me see, what's this, 20? Probably by 2050, the white people are going to be the minority in America. They're going to find out what minority means. Now, that's going to cause a real overhaul in the government, because if they are the minority, then they don't have a right to control the Senate and the Congress and every other political office, unless it's just based on the fact that they're white. And so we're going to all have to come to face with that. I probably won't be here to see it, but some things are going to change. And also, as I mentioned about that birthing, we are behind in birthing, okay?
Yeah.
We need So we shouldn't get on these young people who are having these children. What we think is before they married or before they developed or whatever it is, you know. If a woman is 18 on up, she can have a baby if that's what she chooses to do. Now, life may be a little harder, but life gonna be harder anyway. It might be hard being at home and having to get welfare, but it's equally hard to sit up in them white boardrooms and have them white men touch all over you and hold you down because you black. All of it's hard for us. Ain't no soft place in America for black men and black women.
Yeah.
See?
Amen.
And so as a result of that, we need to be having these babies. Everybody's outbirthing us. The Latinos, they've already outbirthed us. There's more of them than us. We're sliding down the pole. Okay? Now the white people are dying out because the blacks done ran through them white girls like Granny and Richmond. They just done impregnated all of the white young women. And so now you have what you call it biracial. But there ain't no category called biracial. The category is black and non-black. White, non-white. That's the only category.
Man, okay, you touching on all my next questions, but wait, it's like, you giving me a little bit of something. Okay, now.
Oh yeah, make sure that you check out Happy TV. That's who did this interview, Happy TV, and I'm definitely going to be reaching out to try to get an interview with Sister Ali because I definitely have some questions for her as well as information I would like to share with her and try to get some knowledge and understanding on how we can do better.
So let's talk about the TVs and movies. How do you think that the music that we're listening today, the TV shows and all that stuff, how's it shaping black relationships?
Well, it is because first of all, it's looking at TV has made us think that that's how relationships go. Looking at all of those little shows, growing up with them, we think that that's how our relationship's supposed to work, some kind of fairy tale. But we are not counting the fact of our repression and hatred and everything we have suffered in this country, lack of identity, lack of our God, lack of our morals, and the destruction and perversion of everything we ever believed in and stood for. We weren't slaves when they captured us. They enslaved us. They turned us into slaves. And so we were not a bad people. We still a good people, which is why we share everything we got and forgive and love the enemy. We still a good people.
And right there, we'll give it a stop. I'm gonna go ahead and got one more part of this. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's going long, but one more part where she pretty much finishes up. But yeah, as a black man, I love my black women, and I would love to see more black women being more empathetic to black men and some of the things that they're going through, as well as just being she says a lot, and unfortunately a lot of what she's saying is true. And I mean, all the way back to not having a father in the household, and kids being raised by their mamas, and these men being raised by their mamas and being emotional. It's just a lot of the things that she talks about are absolutely positively true, and we just have to work on maybe not just changing those things, but at least having at least understanding all sides of the situation. You know what I mean? Like, black women have to understand that black men want to be good black men to you guys. We want to be, we want to buy you guys everything you want, protect you and all the other stuff. But, some black men are in situations that make it hard for them to do that. But sometimes you just have to, I'm quite sure, people are, good judges, you got to be a good judge of character as well. If you see ambition in your man and he's trying to do the right thing, even though, the world is throwing everything at him, stay by his side, stay empathetic, stay positive, you know what I mean? And let him know, like, yo, just keep going. Don't let them stop you. Don't let that stop you. Don't let that get you down. Don't let that, nah, man, it's not worth it. Just keep going. You're going to get there. I love you. I want to be with, we're together. I got your back. You got to, as women, black men want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear those things. Just saying, how was your day? Black men want to talk about our day. We want to tell you all the BS that went on. But we want to tell you without any judgment, you know, without you thinking that, oh, this nigga, he a sucker. Oh, you tripping. Oh, you this, you that. No, just listen to what I got to say and then just agree with me. Okay, I mean, if I'm wrong, then, you know, still agree with me. And then you can tell me I'm wrong later. But, you know, we need that support, that emotional support. And I think a lot of black men, that's what they miss in their relationship is that, you know, emotional support. Because, you know, we're the man, so it's like, oh, you're a man. We don't, you know, you don't need no emotional support. You don't, you know, you gonna do, you know, you a man, so you just do your thing. But nah, man, you know, black men as well as black women, we all need some type of emotional support, especially when we're going through things in life every single day, fighting this system that's, you know, constantly trying to keep us down. And, you know, and for those who know what I'm talking about, they know what I'm talking about. So once again, appreciate the love. Make sure you click the link in the bio, www.blackfathersofcleveland.com. That's our nonprofit organization. So if you want to, you know, give a donation, we're a 501c3, so all donations are tax deductible. And you can go to our website and see some of the things that we're doing around the city to help the community. So really appreciate the love. Peace.